This is part two. This is my second attempt at part two, as did my first attempt at part two just recently got deleted. I was trying to watch it to see where I left off, and I just figured it'd be better just to start all the fuck over again. If you watch part one, I'm pretty sure I've pissed you off. Now, again, if you are a mixed native and you're with me and you're trying to make sure that this indigenous erasure shit stops, we're good. If you are black and you are not trying to come at black people for the indigenous erasure shit, we have problems. Alright? I understand that we have problems. Now, I want you to understand that a lot of black people are now going after our black community for indigenous erasure. We're not. And that needs to change. I know you guys are thinking, well, why do you feel this forcefully when you're part black? But I'm also part native. Let's make this 1,000% clear. Indigenous erasure is bad. Period. A lot of us who are black, or part native and black, don't think that this should be addressed because it's not being addressed. If the black people who were the minority were doing this, and the majority of black people who didn't think this was cool would just like say something, this shit probably would come to a stop. But the fact that it is on the rise in TikTok and indigenous TikTok, and they're trying to erase indigenous stuff and trying to claim that the hairdressers, the songs, the TP, and all this other stuff belong to black people. Well, there's no evidence that there are TPs in Africa. Alright? There are no evidence of that. There is evidence that there are TPs in Native American tribes here in the Americas, but there is no evidence of TPs in Africa. As far as I know, there is no evidence of TPs in Asia. But we can Google that. Let's find out. Because I could be wrong. Are there Native American TPs in Africa? TP, historical, the TP has been used by indigenous people of the Plains and the Great Plains, Canadian Prairie, and North American notability. Okay? Let's try Asia. No, damn it. Are they TPs in Asia?
According to New Milestone Tours, Mongolian teepee or jir. The teepee, yurt, and jir are very distinctive dwellings. They also might share a common origin from the steppes of Mongolia and Central Asia.
Okay, so there may be TPs in Mongolia, but that's not all of Asia. So it says Mongolians, traditional people, lived in yurts similar to teepees of the Native American company. Let's see if there's an image of a yurt. I guess that's how you say that. URTS. Okay. There are images of a yurt. I think that's a yurt. These are teepees. These are not yurts. These are all teepees. This is not Mongolian yurts. Yeah, these are all teepees. These are all teepees. Yeah, this is all teepees. You have Nordic teepees. Well, where's the Mongolian shit? It keeps saying teepees, but it's not saying the yurt. Alright, let's try to find that. The picture of a Mongolian yurt.
Check out these pictures.
Okay. That looks more like a wigwam, not a teepee. That looks more like a wigwam. A sweat lodge. No, what the hell is that? That's a tent. That's a fucking biodome. That looks cool as fuck. I want one of those. Doesn't give you much for privacy, but I want one of those. But where is the yurt? Alright, so that's a yurt. Okay. Images of a wigwam.
Here are some pictures that match.
See? Look like a wigwam versus a teepee. Okay? Now, here's that thing. The fact of the matter is that a lot of black people aren't coming at the black people that are trying to do indigenous erasure. And as I said in the other video, and I'll say in this video, if you are an American-born black person, there's not a shadow of a doubt in my mind that you have some mixed DNA down the road. One of your ancestors was probably white, one of your ancestors was probably native, or like me, you have ancestors from both plus black. So, this indigenous erasure shit, it's gone too far. It's all over my FYP. It's all over my social media for TikTok. I can't get on a TikTok without people doing lives about how Native Americans aren't native to this country and that the blacks were here and the slave trade went in reverse and all kinds of other shit. And I'm thinking to myself, well, if the slave trade went in reverse, why in the hell do we even have Black History Month to teach us about how we were slaves if the slave trade went in reverse? So that's just like these motherfuckers with this flat earth, round earth shit. The earth is fucking round, okay? We've been to the moon. I don't give a damn about the Van Allen belt, alright? Because if that existed, how'd they go there in the first place? Why would Earth be the only planet in the solar system that is fucking flat? You can use a telescope and see the moon. And you don't even need a telescope. You can look outside and see the fucking moon. The moon is round. No. It is round. It's not made out of cheese, but it's round. This is the indigenous erasure shit. It's the same shit. The indigenous people of America, the Native Americans, are being really, really tired of being told that they are not indigenous to America. The Mexicans are Native Americans. The Aztec, the Incans, the Mayans, the Amazonians. I don't know the name of their tribe, so we're just going to call them the Amazon. From the bottom of South America to the North Pole is Native American territory. But somehow or another, there's a small group of black people who are doing everything in the possibility of pseudoscience to do indigenous erasure. I had to bring these videos to YouTube because TikTok, the 3-minute thing, unless you're doing a live, I don't want to do a live because it's going to be an argument and I don't know how to block people. I also don't know how to kick people off of my YouTube. So that's that. But the thing is, I join those discussions. I join those discussions because I'd rather have somebody else have the power, even if it's the power to kick me out of their fucking live or block me or ban me or whatever. I join these discussions because you have to keep your friends close and your enemies closer. And the thing is, I try to tell people all the time, erasing one culture's history and replacing it with your culture is fucking insane. If you were black and you were mixed native, cool. Do your family genealogy. Be down with that. But if you are black and you are not mixed native, or mixed with white, or if you're just pure D black and you've done a DNA test, your DNA is going to probably prop up mostly in Africa. Okay, and then granted, if you read the box, think I still have the box. Let me look and see. I do have the box. Let me see. I know somewhere in this box, somewhere on this paper. See if I can read it. See if I can find it. What solution? Alright. So it's not there. But somewhere in this thing. Results. Get the results. Get the results. Coverage. Saliva. Did all that. I'm trying to read it because I know it's either in the instructions or it's at the website itself where it says these things are for entertainment purposes. Alright? Which means it's not 1,000% accurate. It is not on this page. That's for damn sure. Unless I'm overlooking it. Because it's just telling you the instructions of sealing it in the bag, etc., etc. Where the fuck is it? Privacy, DNA, blah, 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 blah. So I don't see it in the box. But I know somewhere this thing said that it was for entertainment purposes. So didn't I say it on the sample thing? We're gonna find out. FYI, mine says that I'm 95% a white man. just wanted to put that out there. 95% a white man. And I was like, this is why I know. I don't think that's possible, but you know, shit happens. Are the DNA tests for entertainment purposes? This shit went away before I could finish the question. Are the DNA tests for entertainment purposes? The tests make fun gift for here's what it is before known before. At the end of the day, the genetic test kits are for entertainment. Let me see. Okay, this one here says it's 23andMe for entertainment purposes. 23andMe serves as research, information, and educational use only. Alright. Ancestry DNA for entertainment purposes. The purpose of this DNA service is to provide genetic and genealogy results and related to reports to your information, recreational educational research. What are 3 ways DNA might be tested in its use? DNA testing method, it takes a sample of your person's DNA, of their hair, fingernails, skin, blood, analysis, etc., etc. DNA established patients. Okay. Well, let me see if I can find it. Let's see. I'm trying to go to the Ancestry website. This is my heritage. DNA kit, free trial order. It's $39. I should order that shit because I did get the Ancestry one. My heritage people worldwide. Ancestry DNA. What the fuck?
According to National Human Genome Research Institute, scientists often synthesize and use cDNA as a tool in gene cloning and other research experiments.
Y'all understand why I hate technology, right? Ancestry DNA. Okay. Where's the damn page? There we go. I don't need to sign in. I just need the page. Take the quiz. No. Ancestry gives you much more than just the places you are from. Explore your DNA. Start exploring. From 1950. it's free. Free census. Anyhow, at some point, at some time, when you go to these places, there's a message in the corner that says for entertainment purposes. And it took somebody had to point that shit out to me because I was like, okay. And I'm not saying they're wrong. I'm just saying that it says for entertainment purposes, which means there's got to be a catch to that shit somewhere. All right. And trying to go to the main website on a cell phone is not my thing. Well, anyway, you guys can go find it because this is getting off topic. And I'm not trying to get off topic. I'm trying to stay on topic. But, like I said, mine says I'm 95% a white man. Yeah. So I'm like, okay. I don't know how the fuck that works, but yeah. If I'm 95% a white man, this is a problem. And this is a very big problem. I don't look white. Now, back to the topic at hand. No. There are a lot of black people who are not coming at black people for indigenous erasure. And this is mostly on TikTok. There are not a lot of black people who are saying, hey man, y'all know y'all not right. Y'all know that y'all doing wrong. Y'all know y'all should be doing your own investigation into your genealogy before you just start saying that all Native Americans are not Native Americans and that black people are Native Americans and that the slave trade went in reverse. All I can say to that is, where are you getting your information? No. So I pop up on other people's lives. And this is where shit is going to get complicated. Alright? So you can't be both. Alright? Well, you can't be all three. So now, here's where shit's going to get complicated and get fucked up. And you're probably all going to get madder at me. If you weren't mad in video 1, you're going to be mad at fucking video 2. Especially if you are a black person. So now you got black people saying that black people are the original Native Americans. Yet they're also Moors and Hebrew Israelites. Now, I can picture black Vikings because I know that was a thing. I know there was one black samurai and that shit was real. So I know there's at least more than one black Viking. But you cannot be, now you can be mixed, but you cannot claim indigeneity and then turn back around and say that you are Moor or a Hebrew Israelite. I'm not saying this shit right. These are the shit that's all over TikTok. But nobody's calling black people out on it. Nobody. I'm calling you out on it. Which one is it? Are you going to be the original indigenous people to America? Or are you going to be a Moor or a Hebrew Israelite? Because I'm confused as fuck. And I will make a TikTok about that after I do this. But the thing is, the black community isn't calling these people out. They are not calling these people out. And it's pissing me the fuck off. Because I don't understand where you get off saying, okay, first, Native Americans are not the real Native Americans to this this land. And then they're saying that the slave trade went in reverse. And then to top that all off, now you're Moors or Hebrew Israelites. And there's another group, and I can't remember what the hell they're called, but they're using that too. So apparently, being self-hatred towards being black is a thing. Now, I'm gonna let you in on this thing. Like I said, when I was a kid, all I wanted to do was be black. I fought for my blackness until I couldn't. I fought my blackness every day until black girls kept telling me I would never be black enough. I was never going to be able to marry a black woman. I was never going to do that. And if somebody tells you something long enough, you start to believe it. So, I started to believe it. And then I started having bad experiences on top of bad experience on top of bad experience with black women. So I do not date black women. I'm also no longer physically attracted to black women, except for I'm not blind. I know that there are very beautiful women. I can be sexually attracted to them, but I'm not physically attracted to them. No, there is a difference. There is a difference. Most men are sexually attracted to all females, but that does not mean we are physically attracted to them. All right? I know, off topic. But at that same time, it's on topic because when you think about it, if I'm being a person who is mixed native, mixed black, and mixed white, and I'm being told by black people that I am not black, that I don't fit the standard look of a black person, that I, and like many other mixed people, namely The Rock and Tiger Woods, are not considered black until it benefits us, that's the same shit as them saying, well, blacks are the original natives. And then you got another group saying, we are the Hebrew Israelites. We are the Moors. But black Americans aren't checking our people. We're not checking our people. And then, like, when somebody does check their people, they'll look at me like, well, you ain't even black. Yes, I made a video. It's in here. And one of my commenters, I don't know if they were a follower. It might have just, like, came across their YouTube thing or their YouTube version of an FYP. And they left me my comment because it was a black issue. And I commented on it. I made a video on it. And one of my commenters did in my comments said, you ain't even black. And it's like, what? He's like, yeah, it's in big bold letters. You ain't even black. So, again, you see these issues, and then we don't say shit, And I'm here to say, first, for all the blacks that are doing indigenous erasure, you need to stop. I'm not saying you don't have Native American in you, because that's highly possible. The majority of black-born Americans, unless your family immigrated from, like, Africa or, like, any other world, like the slaves that went to Great Britain. If you're from there, because those slaves weren't in slavery very long compared to the American slaves. Now, I could be wrong. There might not have been any slavery in Britain, but how else did black people get there? Let's Google that, just to fact check my shit. Were black slaves in England?
According to Wikipedia, legally, de jure, slave owners could not win in court, and abolitionists provided legal help for enslaved black people. However, actual, de facto, slavery continued in Britain with 10 to 14,000 slaves in England and Wales, who were mostly domestic servants.
Okay, so there was slavery in England. Thank you, Google. That actually got to that quite fucking easily. So, if you were a black slave in England, you may have some white in you. Okay? You may have some white in you if you're descended from them. But if you were descendants of slaves in America, without a shadow of a doubt, you damn sure probably have native in you. You damn sure probably have white in you. Because rape was a thing. Alright? It was a thing. Rape culture is globally. It's no ifs, ands, and buts about it that there have been young, beautiful black female slaves that have been raped by white men. And they had those babies. Slave master's son. The people who look like me, only not native. Look, yeah, they're living in inside the manor, being the houseboys or the house girls and stuff like that. The master who would not sell his own daughter and stuff, But, like I said, self-hate is a thing amongst black people. Black people don't want to be black. Which is kind of funny because everybody else in the world wants to be black until the blue lights show up. Talk black, walk black, act black. Okay, I got it. But that doesn't change the fact that it does happen. But black people are not checking their own people. We are not checking our people when it comes down to indigenous erasure. But we're not checking our people when they say they are Hebrew Israelites, whatever. We're not checking our people when they say they are Moors. We're not doing any of that shit. But we definitely aren't checking them when they talk about indigenous erasure. So, if I have pissed you off with everything I just said in the last 4 seconds of this video, do your research. Get on TikTok. Watch how many people go live and talk about how their Hebrew is God damn it. How their Hebrew is fucking A. Hebrew Israelites, how they are Moors, and how they are Native Americans. And I'm like, well, goddamn, unless you're mixed with all three of them, you should probably stop. I'm mixed Native. I'm mixed black and mixed white. And even I don't come up with this crazy cockamaniac shit. But I have to address it, which is why there's 2 videos now instead of 1. Because black people in a whole don't come out and address the fact that, you know, there are mixed natives amongst this stuff. But if you're sitting here and you're all black from Africa, done your DNA and it says you're from Africa, how in the hell could you be a Native American to black if all your DNA comes from Africa? Alright? Most African DNA is in everybody, including white people. But Native DNA also could have African DNA from migration when the world was like one big chunk, as they call it, Pangea, whatever the fuck they called it. Doesn't fucking matter. What does matter is that indigenous erasure has been happening mostly by black people. And then those same black people you find in these lives, well, I'm a Hebrew Israelite. I'm from the motherland. And then they think that they're the real Jews and the Muslims. And I'm like, oh my fucking God. And I will see those same people in the Indigenous Erasure live chats. I will see those same people in the Moors chat. And I'm like, okay, so you don't like being black. So you will do everything you can to disassociate yourself with black Americans. Black Americans, who are amongst these people, are not paying attention, alright? Because, you know, black is a color, adjective, verb, etc., etc. Black is not a bad word, and there's nothing wrong with being black. I do acknowledge my black side. Granted, I also acknowledge the fact that my black side don't want nothing to do with me since I was a child. But if I started dating out of my race, then the black side wants to have a motherfucking heart attack. Hey, oh, you think you're too good for us? You don't want to date black women. Okay, let's slap that down in the face. When I was dating black women, it was the black women, or at this time black girls, who was the ones telling me my half-breed ass will never be worthy of dating black women. So, taking that into heart and taking that into consideration, the last black girl I dated when I was 14, her 23-year-old boyfriend had a gun to my face. So no, I do not date black women. And it's not all black women, but those specific black women that I seem to attract are the ones that I do not date. Now, I'm not saying these aren't beautiful women. I like to think that I have very good taste in women. But I will tell you this. I might not have very good taste in women with attitude or with problems. Because I got problems. When you have problems that you identify and address, you can't address somebody else's problems until you identify and address your own. But a lot of people can't identify and address their own problems. I know my problems. Alright? But as a child, I was mentally destroyed by black women. Literally mentally destroyed. Because you don't know how many times a day, a week, a month, a year that young black girls, same age, same demographic, same background, live in the projects and stuff like that, just they live in a better version of the projects, have come to me and told me I am never going to be good enough for them. And so those same girls who will see me dating white girls or Asian girls or Hispanic girls, girls who would give me the time of day, are the first ones to say, oh, now you think you're too good for us. But when I wasn't good enough for you, you're not good enough for us. You see the kaleidoscope there? But this is not here or there either. What is here or there is that we as black people are doing everything we can to remove ourselves from being black or being African American. I don't identify as African American. The only true African Americans are the Africans who immigrate to America. And they are African Americans because they immigrated to this country. They live here, they work here, they're going to die here. Or they're going to work here, build up enough money, save it all up, go back home and live like kings. I don't know how much of that is true, but It is what it is. If that's what they choose to do, Asian people do it too. Asian people can make a fuck ton of money here, making businesses and shit happen, and then take all that money back to their country, depending on what country they're from, and live like fucking kings. Because it done got doubled or tripled over the years of being here without having to pay taxes and all that shit. But that works for every immigrant. It's not just Asians, it's not just Africans, it works for everyone. It does not work for Americans. Alright? You see a black store owner, that black store owner is struggling to keep that store afloat. And sometimes they have to have partnerships. But eventually, if it shuts down, the partners are either going to take over and make the store the way they want it because they have more money that they can invest, and they'll buy you out. And if that is a partner that is a salt and pepper partner, the salt partner generally has the most money. He can make the best deals, and he can buy you out. And sometimes he can buy you out without even fucking knowing it. You know? And I'm not saying that to be racist. I'm just saying this shit because it's fucking fact. You know? I'm going to have to go take these dogs out. So I'm going to end this video with an apology. If this pissed you off and you are not one of the black people who's trying to get rid of indigenous people, this isn't for you. If you are in this specific groups of black people who don't want to be black and want to tell indigenous people that we are not the real indigenous people, I said we as in me too. And if you are now one of those black people who's also a original native, but you're also a Hebrew Israelite, and whatever the hell the other one is, what is it? Hebrew Israelite, more a Hebrew Israelite, and original native. This is for you. Shut up and stop. Pick one. And you know why I said that? Because as a mixed person, you don't know how many times someone has told me, pick a race. And in fact, I will give y'all a story about that in the next video. Because this will be fun. This will be funny and fun. Thanks for watching. I'm Echo Fangbreak.